Go watch part 1. Link in the description if you haven't seen part 1.
Coming up on number 10, we got Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2. Now, at first, I was going to skip this movie. I was thinking to myself that this was just going to be like another dumb Disney horror parody, like the last Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey movie. And then I started seeing the leaked photos of Pooh's new design, and Tigger was going to be in it, and then I thought to myself, you know what? I might just go watch it. So I rewatched the first Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and a year later, and it still sucks. But this one is actually better. Much better than the last movie, because not only they got to actually make the masks practically, and they didn't just order some random killer bear or killer pig masks from Craigslist or whatever. They actually went out of the way and do some full-on makeup with this, and I'm just saying, I much prefer these designs compared to whatever the hell this was. But yeah, that's that. And I don't know why, but for some reason they recasted Christopher Robin. Maybe the guy who was in the previous movie was like, y'all want me to be in the second movie? Man, I ain't got time for this bullshit, man. Go fuck yourselves, man. But honestly, if I was that guy, probably would have been an instant regret, because this was much better than the last movie, because not only we get into much more detail with Christopher Robin's life, but not just that, but not only the kills are much more gruesome, well, not as gruesome as the Terrifier movie, but it's a tad bit gruesome. But not just that, but there was one scene in the movie where it was like in a nightclub, and Tigger was killing everybody in the nightclub, but they shot it in a really cool way where it's like a silhouette, and I thought to myself, damn, now this is what I call a massive improvement from whatever the hell this Cabin in the Woods, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the Schlockfest, whatever. What am I even saying? But yeah, I've enjoyed Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. There were times where it was laughably bad, like the last movie. And hell, I don't think that this is like one of the best slasher movies of all time, but I'm definitely gonna give this a rewatch every Halloween. So yeah, and the only few nitpicks which I had about the movie is that spoiler alert, apparently Winnie was Christopher Robin's kidnapped brother, and he was like this mutated experiment. I thought that part of the movie was dumb, but the thing is, you don't really go into a Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey movie expecting a eloquent masterpiece. Now, you mostly just go in just to see how stupid it is. I went in to see how stupid it was, and that's what I got. It was stupid, but it was fun at the same time. So, yeah, on to the next movie. Coming in at number 9, we got That Christmas. Now, I don't remember much of the movie, so I'm just gonna keep things a bit short. But before diving into the movie, it wasn't on my radar at all. At first, I thought it was just gonna be your average, typical Skibidi Toilet Kids movie, with, oh my god, TikTok, Santa's doing some flossing, or whatever. But when I watched it on Christmas Day, it was actually really good. Not only it was cute and funny, All the characters were pretty good. The story was nice. To me, this felt like a mixture between The Holdovers and Love Actually, but if they were for kids, if I'm making sense. I remember the movie has like all these separate stories. They all come clashing in towards the end of the movie and everything. And yeah, overall I enjoyed that Christmas. I was genuinely surprised. I was genuinely surprised that the movie was that good. Like I said, I thought it was gonna be trash or cringe, but surprisingly it was really good. I wouldn't say that it's as good as Arthur Christmas or Home Alone, because those two are always gonna be the juggernauts of Christmas movies. But overall, I had a good time watching it, so yeah. On to number 8. Coming up on number 8, we got Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. Now, as someone who is new to Mad Max and has never seen a single movie, I didn't know what to expect from Furiosa. I did see the trailers. I knew what I was going to get myself into, but when I watched it, it completely blew my expectations. Because I was very worried at first that I had to binge watch the previous Mad Max movies to understand Furiosa. But luckily, the movie had a self-contained story, which was really good. And not just that, but it did a really good job of the world building to Mad Max and showcasing like how the world of Mad Max works. And hell, it also did a really good job of doing the origin of Furiosa. Well, okay, again, I still haven't seen Fury Road, but after watching Furiosa, it made me go, now I want to watch Fury Road. Now I want to watch Fury Road, but I still haven't seen it. But yeah, the performances from Anya Taylor-Joy and Chris Hemsworth were really good. I feel like Anya Taylor-Joy did a really good performance in Furiosa, especially because in this movie, I didn't see her as Anya Taylor-Joy. Well, I did see her as Anya Taylor-Joy a few times, but once she smeared the oil on her face and went all Furiosa mode and, lost her arm. Spoiler alert. Well, not really, because they showed it in the freaking trailer. I was blown away by her performance. Her performance was really good. Chris Hemsworth also did a really good performance as Dementus. I think I'll say, he was one of the most funniest villains, but at the same time, the most darkest villains at the same time. There was some humor sprinkled in his character, but at the same time, he was very menacing in Furiosa as Dementus. And hell, I'll even say that Chris Hemsworth did a much better performance playing as Dementus than as Thor in freaking Love and Thunder, considering they completely butchered him and made him into a complete clown. But anyways, we're not talking about Thor Love and Thunder. Man, get out of here, Love and Thunder. Why did you even enter my brain? And another reason why I added Furiosa into the surprising movies list is because how the hell did no one go and see this in cinemas? The movie bombed at the box office alongside The Fall Guy, which was also really good, and that's also going to show up in another list. I was kind of shocked, especially because the trailers for this movie were very eye-catching, and at the same time, it made me want to go and see it, but whatever. We're not on about the box office. My nitpicks for Furiosa was that the movie was a tad bit long, especially because the movie's 2 hours and 30 something minutes, and at times the movie did felt a bit slow, and I was thinking to myself, okay, can we just trim this a bit? But overall, I thought that the movie was really good. Like I said, I didn't expect too much from Furiosa. All I was expecting was just a action movie, and that's what I got. And at the same time, I got more out of it, so yeah, that was Furiosa. On to number 7. Coming up on number 7, we got Carry On. Now, before diving into Carry On, the movie wasn't on my radar. I didn't see any trailers or anything. I did see like a posters here and there, but it didn't really catch my attention. But then my mom watched it and she recommended it to me, so I sat down and watched it, and I was completely blown away from Carry On. I was on the edge of my seat during the whole movie, especially because like whenever the movie was showing Jason Bateman passing around the case, and he was telling like Taron Egerton, you know, the Kingsman guy, that don't do this, or you'll die, don't do that. Okay, don't you dare report me, or else we about to blow up this case. I was thrilled throughout the entire movie, and now, like, after watching the movie, I legit looked at my mom, and I was like, bruh, how come they didn't release this in cinemas? This would have been such a cool movie to watch in cinemas, especially because in the movie, there's this car fight scene where one of the characters, I forgot what her name was, I think it was Ellen, she was fighting like this this guy who was like a terrorist or a hijacker, I can't remember who it was, but they shot it in a way where it was like one take, and you could see like all the destruction happening, and meanwhile, Last Christmas by Wham was playing, and I just thought to myself, bro, this would have been freaking awesome to see in cinemas. How come we get shit like Nosferatu and Mufasa the Lion King in cinemas, but we don't get movies like Carry On or Klaus in cinemas? And speaking of Klaus, like, this movie gave me the vibes of Die Hard, but if it took place on an airport. And not only that, but the performances in this movie were really good, especially Jason Bateman, who plays the terrorist in the movie. Whenever he was on screen, like, he gave me chills, and I really like how the movie really makes you root for Taron Egerton's character and his girlfriend. I forgot who her character or actresses was, but they also made you to root for them. And yeah, honestly, this movie is literally Gen Z Die Hard, but if it took place on an airport. So yeah, that was Carry On. Now let's pack our suitcases and carry on to number 6. Anyways, coming up on number 6, we got Twisters. Now, before diving into Twisters, I've never seen the original movie, and I didn't know what the movie was about fully outside of tornadoes and that's it. But when I saw the trailers, I thought to myself, okay, this looks interesting. Going in, all I thought was that the movie was just going to be your average disaster movie. But when I watched it, it was actually pretty good. I thought it was a fun summer blockbuster. I thought the performances from Glenn Powell and everybody else was really good. All of the tornado sequences kept me at the edge of my seat. Like, I was literally like thinking to myself, oh my goodness, please don't die, please don't die. So yeah, and I really liked some of the characters in the movie. Like I mentioned, Glenn Powell's character was pretty funny. I liked how he was this Giga Chad of a YouTuber, and he's like, we about to catch some tornadoes, and meanwhile the other character, okay, I forgot what her name was. Her name was Kate, but she was also a really good character, and you get to root for her and everyone else to survive in the movie. So it did a pretty good job of that, and the critical drinker just made an appearance.
The message.
But after when I watched Twisters, my local cinema was re-showing the first movie and this one, and I decided to watch the first movie, right? Now I understand the hype for Twister. On to the next movie. up on number 5, we got Trap. Now, before getting into Trap, I thought that the movie was going to be okay, especially because this is a M. Night Shyamalan movie, and I remember the last M. Night Shyamalan movie which I watched was Old, and I thought that movie was complete shit. So at first I thought that this was also going to be complete shit, but when I watched it, it was actually pretty intense, because like the movie kept on it kept on making me think, like, where is Cooper gonna go next? How is he gonna get out of that concert? Because he's the butcher, so how the hell is he gonna get out of there? And not just that, but his character was played very well by Josh Hartnett. He did a really good job of playing this friendly father, and at the same time a serial killer. Not just that, but okay, this is just a slight little nitpick. I didn't really like the plot twist. Well, not really the plot twist, but mainly how Cooper left the concert. I thought it was very unrealistic, but at the same time, it did added like a bit of suspense towards the end of the movie, and I understand why some people came out of Trap not liking it, but personally, I thought it was pretty good. Outside of that one choice, which I thought was stupid, I overall thought that this was a very bone-chilling and edge-of-your-seat thriller by M. Night Shyamalan. And hell, her daughter was in this, and she did a alright performance. I didn't expect her to have a much bigger performance than what she had in the final act of this movie. But yeah, that's Trap. And when I watched the movie, the screen froze, and hell, my sister filmed the situation, and I'm gonna play it right now.
That was really good. My favorite part was, the frozen screen, yeah.
Alright, let's get into number 4. Coming up on number 4, we got Speak No Evil. Man, the rest have been pretty good this year. Anyways, before diving into the movie, I've mostly heard about Speak No Evil thanks to Freaky Films, and this is apparently like a remake to a Danish film with the same name that came out a couple of years ago, back in 2022, but I've never seen that one, so I was interested to see it. So I went in, didn't really expect too much, just a thriller, I guess. When I watched it, at first the build-up was a bit slow when it got to the thriller aspect, but overall it was very shocking. Like, the movie had a really shocking plot twist. Sometimes I kept on thinking, okay, now is the time to leave the house, instead of just staying around thinking, actually, let's just stay for a bit. Well, they did leave, but then, okay, I don't want to go into too much spoilers because I highly recommend watching Speak No Evil. But like I said, the acting was really good from James McAvoy and Alice, I can't say her name. They were both haunting, especially James McAvoy, because at first, they all seemed very friendly. Like, you thought that they were just decent, average, everyday people, but once you find out the truth about these people, it's time to leave. It's time to leave. But yeah, I had a really good time with Speak No Evil. I didn't see that much trailers of it because I've heard online that the trailers were legit spoiling the movie, so I am glad that I didn't watch that many trailers online. And after watching Speak No Evil, this movie made me not want to hang out with people that are. So yeah, Speak No Evil succeeded my expectations. Like I said, didn't go into it expecting too much from it. I thought it was just gonna be okay. But when I watched it, it was really good. So yeah, on to number 3. Coming up on number 3, we got Beetlejuice. Now, before watching Beetlejuice, at first, I didn't have this movie on my radar. At first, I thought that it was just going to be your average nostalgia bait legacy sequel to Beetlejuice. So I was very hesitant about the movie. But then I started to hear some buzz and some good reviews, and so I watched the first movie just to get prepared for the second movie, and then I watched the second movie with my girlfriend, and we both enjoyed it. I thought it was creepy and funny, as always with Beetlejuice, and I really liked how the movie didn't rely so much on nostalgia. Well, there was some nostalgia sprinkled in there, but at the same time, it tried to tell its own story and to expand from Beetlejuice. And I really liked the performances in this movie, especially Michael Keaton. Like, he climbs back into the shoes of Beetlejuice after, 70, 80 years? Maybe not 80 years, but, you know. And he still has that creepy, crazy, witty charm as Beetlejuice. And some of the returning cast from the previous movie also come back. So, Catherine O'Hara, and Winona Ryder also comes back, and hell, we even get Jenna Ortega, who is new in the movie, and Jenna Ortega did a really good job of playing Astrid, and she didn't feel like a knockoff Wednesday. So yeah, overall, my main nitpicks with Beetlejuice was that it felt like that it had too much going on in the plot. Especially because I did some research, and the same people who wrote Wednesday also wrote Beetlejuice. And the movie felt like if I was watching a Beetlejuice miniseries than a movie. But overall, this movie was really good. And I'm definitely going to be rewatching this every Halloween alongside the first Beetlejuice. And yeah, the juice is loose. Anyways, on to number 2. Coming in at number 2, we got Wicked. Now, before diving into Wicked, I didn't have any expectations for the movie, and hell, I didn't watch the original play. The movie wasn't on my radar, but I did thought, okay, you know what? I'll just watch it with my girlfriend, just to have a good time with it, and I watched it with my girlfriend, and we both enjoyed it. And hell, I was surprised of how good it was, especially because my eyes were glued to the screen. Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo did a really good job of playing the characters. And hell, they even had decent singing voices as well. Some of the scenes were breathtaking, like that one scene where it was in pure silence. And hell, I was almost in tears during that scene. And not just that, but I thought some of the songs were really catchy. And hell, when it ended, and when it had that cliffhanger at the end of the movie, I knew that it was coming when Elphaba's character was singing Defy Gravity. And it wasn't unexpected compared to Across the Spider-Verse. So yeah, and you know what? The next time I watch The Wizard of Oz, I'm not gonna look at the Wicked Witch of the Wild West as a villain anymore. Nah, instead, I'm just gonna look at her now as an anti-hero. I really enjoyed Wicked, and after watching Wicked, now I'm over the moon excited for Wicked Part 2, and I can't wait to see it when it comes out in November. So, yeah. On to number 1. Coming up on my number 1 spot, we got Challengers. Now, before diving into Challengers, at first I was going to skip it, especially because from all the trailers it was just going to look like if it was just going to be 50 Shades with tennis. But then, my friend recommended this movie to me, so then I decided to watch it. Well, I didn't watch it in cinemas because I wasn't. I didn't want to watch this with my mom, obviously, because of how sexual the movie is. But when I watched it, I was completely blown away. Okay, the movie does get pretty sexual at times, but it's not like super duper weird compared to movies like Saltburn, where people went absolutely apeshit over that movie. But then when I watched it, it was complete blah. But in this one, it's not blah. I really liked how the movie had an actual plot, and I really like how the movie deals with betrayal, and also I really liked how in the movie they made all the tennis scenes intense, and how there's even like a scene in the final act of the movie where the two guys, they're playing tennis, right? And the camera is the tennis ball, and honestly, Luca Guadagnino, where's your fucking Oscar? Because honestly, I won't be surprised if Challengers gets Oscar nominations, because this was surprisingly really good. And hell, even the score was kick-ass that it made me want it to... So, yeah, that was Challengers. I didn't have any expectations for the movie, but I am glad that I watched it. But honestly, just thinking about it now after watching Challengers, I'm pretty sure those two guys are probably gay.
Also, I'm not homophobic, so don't come at me as the comments.
But anyways, thank you guys for watching my top 10 surprising movies of 2024. This has been a blast to make, and I'll see you guys next week for my mediocre list. So, yeah. Laters.